Good evening, everyone. This is Indrajit. Um, I'll just give a quick introduction about myself in case you do not know me. So, I've been in testing for more than 13 years, and some of you may know me from the previous organizations. We may have worked together. So, what we have here is that we have set up Kolkata testers as a common platform for all the testers, mostly who work out of Kolkata. And as part of Kolkata testers, what we are planning to do is that we plan to have sessions primarily using Skype, or we might use something else as well, to share knowledge for software testing. And as part of that, we this is the first session that we are having, and we plan to have similar sessions for rest of the year. This session is on Selenium WebDriver, and we have Orno Patro in the call. So Orno will be the host. He will be the one who will be presenting about Selenium as a framework or as an API, how it has to be used. What I would request all of you is to be on mute while you're not speaking. And if you have any question during the session, what you can do is you can note down. And towards the end of the session, we will have a question and answer time slot where you can go ahead and you can ask questions. And if you need more details, if it is something which requires more elaboration, then what I would request all of you to do is that you can, at later point of time, you can have a separate one-to-one call with Ornab to get more details of it. But if it's a very small one, quick query, then you can certainly discuss it during the end of the session. So with that, I will hand over to Ornab. So over to you, Ornab. I think you can share your screen, give an introduction about yourself, and we can get started with the session.
Yeah, thank you, Indrajit, and thank you all others who have today participated. It's a great pleasure for me to represent you people here. So myself, Arnav Patra, I have a overall 5 years of experience in testing industry. Currently, I'm working with IBM, and I have a exposure on QTP, UFT, RFC, Selenium, and also some text accelerator tool, ATA. So today here we will basically discuss about the Selenium, and before jumping into the Selenium we will shortly discuss about the test automation and what is the uses of the test automation, challenges, and few basic things on the test automation. So let me share my screen, guys. So I guess everyone able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So here is a small PPT before I jumping and starting the hands-on for the Selenium. It will not be a long. So just I'm focusing and first telling you what the things we will discuss today. These are the topics we have planned to discuss in our short duration call. So first, the very first topic is the introduction and overview of the test automation. So I can assume that here all those who are participated here, they are connected with the testing industry. Either may I know is there any echo from my side? I can hear some echo.
Yeah, there is a echo. I would request all of us to be on mute while you are not speaking. I think that might prevent it. Yeah, go ahead, Orno.
Okay, so what I was telling that I'm assuming that all the people connected here are somehow connected with the automation industry. Maybe some of the manual tester, some of the automation tester, or maybe some of the manual tester, those who are trying to jump into the automation testing. So what is actually automation testing is? So when we are talking about the testing, the very basic two parts of the testing are, one is manual testing, another is the automation testing. So manual testing is the testing where the testers are directly involved and they have done the execution by their own. They done the planning, they have done the requirement analysis, they have written the test cases, and they also done the execution part as well. analyzes the report also. And whereas when we are coming to the automation testing, there the automation tester have to write the code, and the execution part is dependent on the tool, on which programming language on the or the platform where the automation tester has written the code. That tool only execute done the execution part. This is the very basic difference between the manual and automation. So uh, it's coming into our mind that when we are talking about the automation testing, what is the relation between the manual testing and automation testing? uh, is it possible to replace the whole manual industry with the automation? This is a very common question coming, and I faced many times. But frankly speaking, from my points of view, manual and automation both have its own pros and cons. Sometimes some scenarios are there where automation cannot take part. Manual is the only thing which can survive. And also some parts are there, some repetitive parts are there, some things are there where manual, if we done continuous manual, there may be error chances will be high, so we introduce automation there. So in a short, we can say, if in a right project we can do manual and automation with if it sync properly or it collaborate properly, then it is the best composition for the QA. So this was the basic introduction. So I'm next jumping to the next topic, that is the challenges of the automation testing. So what's the automation tester faces when he is doing his automation? The very first point is the very frequent changes in the application under testing. The web pages or the application you are testing, if it is changes very frequently, or suppose the flow is changes, then it is very hard to maintain the full your automation framework, because the maintenance part will be high and the execution part will be low, and so the right advantage of the automation will not be generated from there, and your ROI will be less. Second is the property changes in the web element.
Hello, Arnab.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah, Praneeth here.
Yeah,
Actually,
Praneeth.
are you just using some kind of headphones? I guess there is a lot of glitches. So, can you just use some alternatives?
Okay,
Like all are always pressing it.
okay, Praneeth, allow me one.
Indrajit,
Allow me 1 minute.
yeah, 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 sure.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. Thanks, Praneeth, for pointing out.
Yeah, sure.
So I was talking about the property changes of the wave element. Sometimes what happen, the flow is same, the pages are same, but thing is that some inner element or the properties of the wave element has been changed. Suppose I have a button, its look and feel is the exactly same the like the last execution, but this time it is failing because its inner property has been changed. Is a very painful points for the automation tester to pointing out and to done the maintenance. This is also one kind of challenge. And the third challenge is very common challenge is the tool limitation. Every automation tool has its limitation. Some automation tool can handle something, some automation cannot handle something. So this limitation is also which is giving pain to the automation tester day by day. So I'm not going to the in depth of this, because otherwise we will lose the time and we will cannot do the our targeted work. So next slide is the few name of the few market leading automation tools. As an example, HP UFT, or previously it was known as the QTP. It was a very popular tool, and major of the market automation testing is leaded till date is leaded by the QTP. Second is IBM RFT. It's also a tool which support Java and also .NET frameworks. Another is Worksoft, and it's very popular for SAP testing because it's very successful for SAP and also sometime for some performance testing. Another tool is Soasta, Eggplant, and the last one I mentioned, that is Securely. It's a currently open source MIT project. It's popularing day by day. These are the few market leading tools, and of course our Selenium. So thing is that we have seen so many tools here, but then Kolkata Tester, why Kolkata Testers is recommending Selenium to learn? Because if you are a manual tester and if you want to move yourself as a automation testing, then you must have some automation knowledge. So yeah, you can start your journey with many tools, including Selenium. But then why Selenium? Why we recommend Selenium? Because here are the few points. First of all, it's the open source. If we compare with the other tools, each and suppose the vendor release tool like UFT, QTP, RFT, these require licensing. So they will provide you some free trial for few days, but as soon as the trial will be finished, you have to procure the license for the next execution. But if you compare with the Selenium, it's a totally open source tool, which will allow you to do your part as long as you want. They will never ask you, they will never charge you anything. Second thing is easy to learn. Yeah, it's easy to learn because it's the API the Selenium is currently using is very easy to understand, and it's a very easy English like languages which we normally use in manual testing as well. I can hear still some noise. Can you guys all put yourself in mute if you are not talking? Abhishek, Karmokar, Radha Ghosh, can you please put yourself in mute? Hello, Abhishek. Hello, Abhishek. Can you please put yourself in mute? Indrajit, can you please communicate with Abhishek? Is it possible to make him mute?
Hello.
Yeah, Abhishek, can you please put yourself in mute, because we can hear some noise from your side.
Okay, I'm unable to do this.
Yeah, I guess we are very clear now. So we was in the second topic, that is it's a very easy to learn because it's the Selenium framework is using some English like languages and is using very relevant common words which we normally use in manual testing. Third point is a rich community support. Nowadays Selenium is growing like anything, and very big market players like Google, Facebook, they are supporting Selenium directly and indirectly, and they are also using for their own product testing. So why the community is growing with a very well known and well established IT professionals, and the support community is very strong. It supports multiple languages. Officially, Selenium is releasing Java, C#, Python, Node.js, and Ruby. These 5 libraries. And if you are familiar with any of the languages, then you can start your Selenium journey. And also, unofficially, there are many more communities who are also releasing their own libraries. Like as an example, you can say PHP libraries for Selenium with Facebook, and many more. Selenium also support multiple browsers. Nowadays the market leading browsers are Firefox, Chrome, IE, Safari, Opera. These all are supported by Selenium. and it's a mobile ready because there are few customization like Celedroid or APM, with which if you are familiar with Selenium, then with this you can also done your mobile testing with Selenium. Now I'm coming to the next topic. Then what is Selenium? Till time we were discussing about various tools about the in the automation industry, but when it is coming to the Selenium, I will prefer to say it as a API instead of talking it instead of tell it as a tool. When we're talking about Selenium, it's coming with a few things: Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, which is Selenium remote server, remote control, then Selenium WebDriver. These three are the very integrated, three are the parts of the Selenium. And Selenium RC was previously known as Selenium 1.0, and Selenium WebDriver is Selenium 2.0, is familiarly known. But I will recommend you not to waste your time on Selenium IDE, which is a basically Firefox plugin, and Selenium RC, because industry is running on Selenium WebDriver, and running means maximum means the 99.99% industry is working with Selenium WebDriver. So it's better if you directly jump into the Selenium WebDriver, because IDE is involving on the record and playback, which is not at all helpful in the industry level. And Selenium RC, when the WebDriver is not into the picture, then RC was very much popular. And but nowadays, after the WebDriver, the WebDriver is only leading the market. So, so when we will start our Selenium journey, so we first required few softwares. So here in the PPT I will share end of the session, where I have shared some download links to start our Selenium programming or Selenium test cases writing. We required few things. First is any Java IDE. Just I forgot to mention, today's session we will discuss with Java plus Selenium. Though Selenium has the other versions like C#, Python, Ruby, and etc, etc, but today we will focus on Java plus Selenium. So we need one ID, Java ID, that may be Eclipse, that may be NetBeans. My preference is Eclipse. So second is the Firebug and Firepath. These are the Mozilla extension. I will show you what is the usage of this in later point of time in this session. Third is Selenium WebDriver. We will download the Selenium WebDriver zip from the Selenium site. I will show you the link. Then Internet Explorer driver and Chrome driver. These last two points is to the handle basically Internet Explorer and Chrome. So these are next topics are the hands-on topics. So I will not showing you the PPT. I am just minimizing my PPT. After doing the hands-on, I will come back to the again the PPT. So now let's show you the download links what I was talking about. So first I have talked about the Eclipse. So there are many more maybe familiar with the Eclipse, but I am expecting few people who those are may not. That's why I am giving each and everything here. And when we are in the call, I would recommend you not to download from your site. Just watch the session, and we are trying to record the session, and end of the day we will share with you. That time take your time, and you can download and you can do that, because if you download parallelly and each and everyone is start doing that, then maybe the bandwidth will be consumed more and the call quality will be reduced. So just I'm traveling all those things, so it will be familiar for you if you are not coming here previously. Suppose this is the Eclipse download link I have given you in the doc. Here you will download any version of the Eclipse, 32-bit or 64-bit. I'm not downloading also. So after downloading, it will be, I have put my downloads folder here. You will find like this way, eclipse.exe, or previously it was eclipse.zip. Any one of it you can have to install it. Next, nothing more. So second thing is that Firebug and Firepath. These are the extension of the Mozilla, where you can, with which you can get the DOM property of the HTML of the web page, or also you can get the XPath. So few things are new to you. I know that the XPath, DOM properties. Don't worry, I will explain those too. But just now, just check how to download it, because I have not given any link for here. You can see here. So you have to go to the Firefox. You have to press your Ctrl+Shift+A. So you will get this page. Here you have to search it like Firebug. and you will get this. Actually it is already installed in my system, that's why it is not giving installation link. Otherwise it will give you will get here an install link. I can show you the other add-ons. Every add-ons is a similar kind of thing. If you check any add-ons, you will get an install link here, add to Firefox or this kind of thing. So but keep in remind, first you have to install Firebug and then Firepath, because Firepath is a Firebug extension. Firebug is an extension of Firefox and Firepath is an extension of Firebug. As soon as these two will be installed, you will get here this kind of icon. You can see my cursor, I guess, and this is the Firebug, and here you will get one tab, that is the Firepath. As of now, keep it here till I will explain later what is Firebug and what is Firepath usage. Now jumping to the next, that is the Selenium WebDriver. Selenium, we have to download Selenium WebDriver, IE driver and Chrome driver, and this is the official website of the Selenium. That is, where is my sure this is the seleniumhq.org. This is the official website of the Selenium. You will get here very much very documents related to Selenium. Just go to the downloads tab. Here you will get the Selenium WebDriver language bindings. See here, I have told you Selenium is officially supporting Java, C#, Ruby, Python, JavaScript, Node. So these are the 5 official languages and all the bindings are available here. Suppose you can find here Java 2.53, and if you hit the download button, it will be download here. And maybe when you are visiting the page, maybe the version will be changed, because day by day the version will be changing. So this is the thing. After downloading this, it will become like a zip, like this way. This is the 2.52 I have installed previously for you. So it will look like this. And so we have downloaded Eclipse, we have downloaded Selenium Java. Now let's see what is the IE driver and what is the Chrome driver. So here you will find third-party driver binding and plugins. Here we find Google Chrome driver, and it is 2.21 currently. So if you click it, you will get the download link for the Google driver. It's a binary file like this, Chrome driver.exe, and the same goes to the IE driver. You will we have to check where it is, because sometimes they have changed the location in the same download page, but these blocks has been changed very frequently. So here it is, the Internet Explorer driver server. So here is the link, download version 2.53 recommended 32-bit server or 64-bit. Anyone is okay for you. I prefer to use 32-bit Windows IE. So these are Paras, can you make yourself mute? So these are the softwares. After download, it will be looks like this way. So first is the Eclipse, then it's required the Selenium zip, and then Chrome driver, IE driver. So these downloading the software parts is done by this way. So I'm going to my desktop where I will get my Eclipse folder, and I will start my Eclipse to demonstrate you to configure. The next part is the configure the Selenium with Eclipse. Oh sorry, my Eclipse is already open. Anyway, so let's say this is my Eclipse here. Let me clean everything. So in Eclipse, to start a Selenium project, we are doing a Java project here, and let's say give the project name Selenium Learning. So I have created a Java project. Just finish the project. Here it is my project. So these are the default things in the project. So make the project. So to make the project compatible with the Selenium or working with Selenium, what we have to do? First we have to, I am again going to my download folder where I have downloaded everything. here it is a folder, and here it is a selenium java.zip. So first I have to extract all here. So I have extracted all. You can see the folder here. Here selenium java 2.52. Here you will find two folder. One is these two jars directly residing into the folder, and few more jars which are the under the lib folders. So these all jars are required to running our selenium. So what we have to do, again I'm going to back to my Eclipse. I'm right clicking on my project. I'm clicking on the properties, and then going to the Java build path. Here I am clicking the tab libraries. Here I am clicking add external jars, and I am traversing to my desktop and Kolkata testers. Here under software I have put all those things. So these are the two jars I have to add, and again I have to add all the jars under the lib folders. So I'm repeating once more. I have added the two jar resided directly under the selenium 2.52 folder, and the all other jars resided under the lib folder. By this way we are adding all the jars to my project. I'm applying it and I am okay. So by this way the configuration part of the selenium is done. Now what we will do, we will check here all the jars are here. You can see here. So now I will come to the writing the code part. Here is the source. I will create one package. Let's say I'm creating one package, so it's my KT package. Let's see. So I have created one package. Into the package I am created one class. Let's say my someone has pinged me, I guess. No. Everyone is able to see my screen, right?
Hello?
Yeah, everyone is able to see my screen, right?
Hello?
Paras, can you please be on mute?
I'm able to see. What is it?
Anyway, so we are creating one Java class. Let's say Kolkata testers, and let's say it's a test Java. So this is my class name, and I require the public static void main because I want to run my program from there only. So you can also omit this, and in the program part you can directly manually type this. The thing is the same. Here it should be in caps. That's why just give a warning. So I have created this. You can see here I have created one name, and here it is included the package. That's why the package is showing here. So first we will test whether our Java setting is properly done or not, because Selenium is a Java API. So if the Java is not running in your system properly, then Selenium code will not be run. So let's print something, any random thing. So system.out.println, I am printing something. Let's say we are watching Selenium tutorial. So if it is printing properly, that means our Java setting is done. If it is not printing properly in my system or in your system, then first you have to download the JRE, Java Runtime Environment, and then you have to do the next. Oh, Paras, you cannot see my screen. I don't have any idea.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, can you now see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, okay. So let's run this program. Yeah, so you can see here that we are able to print it. That means the JRE configuration part is properly handled in my system. If it is not working in your system, and if you get any kind of error message, in the console, then I will suggest you go to the Oracle site and download the JRE. From there, just next and install it, and then restart your Eclipse and try it once more. So this
Ananda, can you please switch your screen? I can just see the Skype contacts. Now it is visible. Thank you.
okay. So Java testing part is done. That means in my system Java is done. Now we will check how we will run our code into the Firefox. And why I am talking with the Firefox, because Firefox is the browser which is by default coming with the Selenium, or Selenium directly supporting Firefox with any additional configuration. So first we will test our code in Firefox, then we will follow with Chrome and IE. So to testing my code in Firefox, we have to first declare a variable named driver, and its type of the variable is WebDriver. You can see if I control space here, after writing it, it's giving me the options to import from the org.openqa.selenium, because I have imported the jars of the Selenium. That's why these options is coming. And just minutely look into that packages part. There is only one KT packages. There is no other packages is there. But if I, as soon as I select it, I am clicking the enter button, then the related package will be import here. So I am deploying one driver. So this is my driver. So this is a very important thing to starting my Selenium code, and these are very common first two lines of the Selenium code that I have done. First one, that is the driver. I've initialized one driver. Now with this driver, I am instantiated with the Firefox implementation of the WebDriver interface. So how I will do that? Driver equals to new Firefox driver. You can see here as well, and here also org.openqa Selenium Firefox driver is also imported. So now I have a driver where I have implemented the WebDriver interface. Now what I will do with the driver, what the things I can do with the driver. So with this driver, if I give the dot, I can get here all the options. I can close, I can equals, I can find elements. So few more things are there. So come one by one. So first we have to launch my browser, that is currently Firefox. So how we will do that? Driver dot get, and we will pass our URL, so that what will be happen, the browser will be open, and it will be open with the URL I want to check. Let's say our first URL is http www.google.com. So what will be happen? The driver will be open the Firefox, and it will be open with the Google. So let's see what is happening, till whether it's working or not. So I'm right clicking on the white part of the Eclipse, and I select the run as Java application. You can see it's opening, it's launched the Firefox, and it's open the google.com. So you can see when it start the browser, it normally start with the minimize mode and not in the maximize mode. It's open in a customization mode which is not maximized. So what we can do, I close the browser, Firefox browser, and what we can do, we can maximize the browser with Selenium also. So how we will do that? Driver dot, you will find the options here. You will find manage dot maximize. Manage dot window dot maximize. Here we will find the all other option like the maximize, like you will find mini full screen, and which is required, and get classes and all few more things is. So here I'm using the maximize, so it will be the maximize the browser. So let's see whether it's doing it not what I have told you. Again I'm running the code. So it's open the browser. I guess it's trying to open the google.com. Still it is loading, I guess. Yeah, it's now maximized. So I'm closing it manually. Okay, I was closing it manually. So even we can close it with the code, that is with driver dot we can write this way, driver dot close and then driver dot quit. So first it will be close all open drivers and then it will be quit. So let me make some wait here, otherwise you will not understand because it will be too fast. Let's use Java thread dot sleep. Let's say here I am giving the wait of 2 seconds, so 2000 milliseconds. As soon I have to put some try or throw handle something. Yeah, it is handled here. So now what will be happen, first it will be open the Google, then it will be maximize your browser, then it will be wait for 2 seconds and then it will be close the browser and it will be quit all the instances. So let's try again once more. Run as Java application. So it's opening the Google, I guess. So it's maximized. It will be wait for 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds done and it's closed. You can see. So this part we are done with the Firefox. If we want to run the same code with Chrome, then what the extra we have to do, because I have mentioned you that Firefox is the default coming with the Selenium. So let's first comment out all the code we have written here. So I have commented out. So now again I have to initialize a, so here these two packages also let's remove. So this was the phrase Java class where only one main method is there. Now we will try to run our code into, let's say, Chrome driver with the Chrome, Google Chrome. So let's say first like the last what we have done with the Firefox, we have first declared a WebDriver. So, like the same way we have to done the same. So WebDriver I am declaring one driver. Then what we have to do, we have to set the system property. So system dot set property, you will find set properties, and set property just use the set property which have the two parameters. First is the key and second is the value. So two things we have to pass. First one is the which driver we want to use. If we want to use the iDriver, then we have to send I, and if we want to Chrome, then we have to send Chrome. So how we have to write there, we have to write like this way: WebDriver dot driver dot Chrome, and this is the key, and what is the parameter of value? This parameter is the your Chrome driver dot exe path, which we have downloaded, the binary we have downloaded, that the physical path of that. So I am traversing to my folder here in Kolkata Testers. Under the software I have put it here. So just go to the properties and take the location. So this is the location. So I have to put that location and also the name of the file. The name of the file was chrome driver.exe. Where it is? I am a very lazy guy. Let me copy it from here. So
I'm sorry to interrupt.
yeah, Dipanjan, tell please.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually I have a question. Like when we are deploying this script,
Mm-hmm.
so what would be the path like? Will it be hard coding the path, or like how? Like if it is in my local machine,
Mm-hmm.
so how are you going to deploy this actually? Like what would be the path like?
It's always
The path. This
recommend
is
it.
currently the.
It's always recommended to use this Chrome driver.exe into your project folder. So and
Okay.
use that path because there is no other alternatives. From
Okay.
where your project is running, there only you have to put that
Hmm.
path, and you have to locate. You have to give the instruction to your code that this is the folder where my .exe is resided.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah,
Please
Dipan.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to set the property, and it's always recommended to first set the property, then do your other stuffs. Like previously I told to declare the driver, better if first set the property like this way, and then come to the web driver. You declare the web driver, and then driver equals to, last time if you can remember, or you can check your code here, we have done the new Firefox driver, but this time we are working with the Chrome driver. So use like new Chrome driver. So you can see here it is also imported here. This is the related things from the Chrome driver. So here we had like the first code with the Firefox. Here we are inserted the Chrome implementation of the web driver interface. So now we can do the same stuff of code like the last code, like driver.get, and the same thing we can do here. I'm copying paste from the last code, and we can run this so that we can check this. The same it will be happen with the Chrome. So let's see what is happening here. You can see here the Chrome is opening. Yeah, it should open with the Google. It's open with the Google. It's wait 2 seconds and it's close, I guess. Yeah. So this part is for the Chrome part. So we have one more browser which is very much popular and sometimes very demanded by the client, that is the iDriver. I will show you that also. I commented out the Chrome part. I am deleting the Chrome package. Now like the same, I am with the system set property. What we have done here with the Chrome driver, again we have to do the same for the I, and few recommended things are for I will mention you, don't worry. So iDriver is also in my same folder. Here it is. So folder path is same, only the binary name is different, that is iDriver.exe. So every other things are the same except the I have to initialize the iDriver instead of the Chrome driver like the last code. So here I am changing. Here driver equals to new iDriver or Internet Explorer driver. Sorry, it's Internet Explorer driver. So when we are working with I, just before running my code, you can note it down. Few things you have to do. That is, where is my I? Let me open my I. Just go to your I setting and go to your internet option. Here you will find one security tab. Under the security tab you will find internet, local intranet, trusted site, restricted site, and for all those you will find one checkbox, enable protected mode, whether it's on or off. Just keep in mind the status of this checked property should be same, either it will be checked or it will be unchecked, but it should be same for internet, local intranet, trusted and restricted, otherwise the iDriver cannot work. This is the very thumb rule to working with the iDriver. So all are checked from my side. It should not be mix match. I'm closing it. I'm going to my code, and let's say what is happening here. So let's run the code here. So you can see here, it's open the IE driver. It's open the Google and it's closed. So we are done with the 3 kinds of web browser, how they have to open and how you have to do. Now again I am going back to the Firefox because
Arnab,
yeah.
Another question actually.
Tell me please.
Arnab, sorry.
Yeah, tell me please.
This when you are running with IE driver, that in the settings part, it was Chrome, I think, or did you change it to IE?
Yeah, I have changed. You can see here the last commented thing. Can you able to see my screen? iClip screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it is. You can see here the IE driver server, and here driver equals to new Internet Explorer server driver. These are the 2 things only I have changed.
But the key thing, webdriver.driver.chrome,
Okay,
that will remain same.
Yeah, it should fail, but it is not failed. I don't know why. Let's say it should be this one. It should not work, but it is work this time.
Yeah, that's what.
It should be IE. You are absolutely right. Let's run in once more. Yes, working with these settings also, it's working with Chrome settings also. So is it okay, Dipanjan, now?
Yeah, but I was wondering why, how it
Yeah,
works
I was
actually.
also wondering because I have not tried this previously, but you have just indicated. Let's try once more whether it's work or not. This was the previous, right, when I showed you.
Yeah, right.
Let's run it once more. If that, we can report to Selenium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, maybe you can take it up then.
Yeah, sure. So now I am commenting out this IE part. So now we will explore few more things of the Selenium. Till now we have run our code in Firefox, run our code in Chrome, run our code in IE. Now we will check how what we should learn to work with Selenium. Suppose let's say one Facebook page. Let's go to one private mode, otherwise it will be login directly. Suppose let's take is a sample website where we will do some hands-on with it. Suppose it's a Facebook page. Suppose I want to put my email address here, I want to put my password here, I want to press the login button with my code. So how we'll do for any automation tool or any automation framework or API, it depends on the 2 parts when we are talking about the web automation. First part is that with the tool you have to identify the object. So here first is the email object where I have to put, it's a text box. So I have to identify because I am a human, I can see and I can tell it's a text box, but your automation tool is not a human. It's have some computer knowledge, it learn in its own way. So it will be first identify this and it will be set its value there. So how they identify? Normally when a human being is identifying, I can tell you it's a white field, here the cursor is blinking and I can type here, so that with this property I can say it's a input box or it's a text box. But when the browser is treating it, it can say that here it's a input tag is there. So how the HTML is working, input tag is there, so it's a text box. But how my automation tool working? Let's take apart from the other tools, now focus on the Selenium, how Selenium actually work with it. Selenium has few capabilities to identify the elements, especially the web elements, with few things. First thing is that with ID, if you observe it properly, now I am inspecting it with Firebug, right click and inspecting it with Firepath, you will find here it has some ID, this email. So if it is ID is unique, or in this total page, if this multiple IDs there, if I put the Selenium, ask the Selenium go and identify the elements which have the ID name email, then it will be return me all the text or that single particular text box which have this ID. With the same way, Selenium has the other capabilities which are the XPath, which is the CSS, which is the text name, which is the partial link text, and these few more things by which Selenium can identify an web object. Now I will demonstrate you how to work with ID, then I will come the other locators. These are commonly known as the locator. So let's say this element has the ID email, and quickly review the other element. This is the password. This element has the ID TASS, not a problem, and this is the login button where the ID is login button, you can say. It's a label, and under this button anyone you can take, say login button. So now go to my code. Let's say I am working with the Firefox. Someone has pinged. Okay, we don't have much time, so we have to do a little bit faster. So you can show here I have declared a driver, then Firefox driver, then let's say first open the facebook.com, then I am maximizing it. No need for sleep now. Now the next thing, till now you know everything. Now how we will identify? First we will identify that how we will identify driver dot, we will find the element, we will find the web element or the web object. How? This is find element, this is the method, and here we can pass the parameter like by, then dot. Here you will find all the locators name. One is class name, by class name you can find the element. With CSS locator you can find, you can with ID we can link test, we can name, we can partial link test, and we can tag name and XBAR. These are the things. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, these 8 things. By these 8 way Selenium can identify the web object. Now as I told you, I will work with the ID. So by ID, and we will pass the ID. What was the ID? First was email. So with this, till this Selenium can identify the web object. Now the part is what we will do after identifying the web object. Obviously we will pass some value there. So how we will send? What we will send? We will send keys. And what is the keys? It's a string. Suppose I will send my username, that is arnab.patra. So we will pass that. On the same way we can find the password field like driver.find element and then by dot ID, and that was pass. Let's say I'm not saying giving my own password, of course I'm giving some random number here, let's say wrong password, and then we will press the button driver dot find element. By the same way we identify the text box, we will identify the button here by dot ID, and what was the text box? It was some button, I forget the name, it was login button. So with I pass the login button, and what I have to do now, I cannot pass any values in the login button. What I want to press the login button, I want to click the login button. So these are the things what we can do. Here it is at click, so I can click the login button. And on the next page let's say what will be happen, I will give here a username. Let's say I am what I am doing now manually. I will give here username, I will give some wrong password, and I will hit the login button, and the page will be like this way. Let's say we will capture the page title. So what is the page title here? Login to Facebook and Facebook. So we'll go to the Eclipse. Let's say let's declare a string where we will store the value first. It's my temp string or temp value equals to driver dot get title. You can find here, you can get the page source, the full HTML, gauge current URL, so many features are there. Unfortunately we don't have much time, so we can explore few only. So now I can print this system.out.println show, and I can I can print this temp value. So what we have done, we have opened the Firefox, we have maximized it, we have set the username and set the password, we have hit the submit button, and we are capturing the page title, which we are capturing into the console. So for better understanding, let's close all the Firefox instance. I closed all, I guess. Closed. Now run as Java application. It's opened. It maximized. Username, password, hit. Is closed. So you can see here the things we have observed, it has already captured here. So this was a sample code and the few features we have explored with the Selenium. Like the ID, we can also use the like XPath or like the CSS. If we got a chance to do another session, we can explore those. I'm coming back to my PPT. So these are the things we have done on our hands-on. We first configured, we run our code in Firefox, we run our code in Chrome, we run our code in IE. We discuss very few on the different locators of the Selenium. And here are a few things which is my points for you, those who are starting the Selenium. This is the reference point you can take. These are the points you can learn for further to upskill yourself for the basic Selenium parts. And that's all. And this is my links. If you want any kind of Selenium tutorials video or what I have discussed till now, these videos, few parts I have uploaded onto the YouTube channels, and also I will try to upload this today's session as well. So it's open to you now. Tell me if you have any questions. We have not much time, so let's finish this very quickly. Any questions, guys?
Hi, Sonam this side.
Yeah, Sonam, tell me please.
I want to ask that it provides support to different languages, right? So is there any difference in features that it provides for different languages, or it is overall same kind of features that Selenium provides?
Sonam, very good question. Thing is that I can tell you a few things with few comparative studies. Suppose from my side I have hands-on with C# part of the Selenium as well as the Java part of the Selenium. So thing is that features are almost same, 99% features are same, but sometimes some features are little bit different or little bit tricky. Some classes are little bit with different name. Sometimes suppose in C#, some classes you will find it started with the caps lock on, and here in Java you may find some classes are with caps lock off. This kind of difference you can find, and sometimes some classes name are little bit changes, but otherwise more or less maximum features are almost same.
Okay. Second question is like you said that we need certain extensions like bug, Firebug and Firepath, which is available only with Mozilla.
Yeah,
right?
Firebug and Firepath is only available with Mozilla. Nowadays Firebug Lite is coming with Chrome, but I will recommend always to use Mozilla Firebug and Firepath.
Okay, means like it's like a compulsory part to use them, because most of the supports will be like using for their extensions will be given
No,
in
Sonam,
browsers.
yeah, thing is that Firebug and Firepath is not a compulsory part. It's a part with which you can get your help. Because let me give you some examples. It will be help the others as well. Suppose I am in google.com, right? With Firebug, instead of using Firebug, I can inspect the things, or I can check the DOM with Firefox itself, the inspect, which is here, inspect element. But if I use Firebug, it has some extra features, because you will find here, you can find the network, you can find the console, you can write your JavaScript code here into the console, you can find the CSS here, and also the Firepath, where you can find the XPath or CSS here. So these are the just helping tool for the Selenium. It is not like that if you not install these two things, then your Selenium will not be work. These are the helping tools to get the get the XPath or get the CSS or get the ID quickly from your web page.
Okay. The last question is that for every language there is a different platform for using the Selenium. Like it would be different for Python, and like for Java we are using Eclipse or something.
Of course, Eclipse is basically for the Java IDE. So if you are using C#, if you want to use C#, C# has a Visual Studio. If you want to use Python, frankly speaking, I don't have much idea.
Okay.
But I
Thanks.
guess it must have some different ID.
Okay. Thanks a lot. That's it
Yep.
from my side.
Okay, Sonam.
Arnab,
Mhm.
this is Dipanjan here.
Yeah, Dipanjan, tell.
One question is like
Mhm.
this for other browsers like iOpera and so on.
Mhm.
Like, do we have this Firebug corresponding to what we have in for Firefox?
Okay, I got your
For
point. So what I was telling that I don't have anything because I itself has a inspect things that you can use, but if you come to the Firepath, Firepath is not available in other parts. In Chrome we have a Firebug. You can see here I have downloaded and installed it, Firebug Lite.
Okay.
But I have not find any other exactly same element like Firepath in Chrome or I don't have any extension.
Okay. So maybe we can check in Firefox and then use the element.
Exactly, it will be same. It will be same. More or less, it will be same if the developer has not done any UI related code changes for browser specific. Sometimes they give some CSS changes for the browser specific if you had not done, but maximum time it will be same.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Hello, Anam.
Yeah.
I'm Shukla here.
Yeah,
I have
Shukla,
a
tell.
question. Maximum time I find a error that unable to connect to host 127001 on port after 45,000 milliseconds. What is the reason behind this?
It may be your configuration part is not working properly, and a wild guess from my side, your WebDriver version and you are using Mozilla the default browser, right?
Yes.
Yeah, your Mozilla Fire two cases are there. Either your WebDriver version is very old or your Mozilla version is very updated, which is not supported by the Firefox, or is not supported by the WebDriver. My recommendation is go to the latest version with the Firefox and download the latest version of the WebDriver. Your problem definitely will be solved.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
And Arnav, one last question from my side is like this designing frameworks and all for automation testing. I mean, after you get over the preliminary and beginner stuff, the next comes designing framework
Right.
and all. Like, can you suggest like how to go about like those? I mean, any good study material or any resource available? Like,
Actually, Dipanjan,
maybe
understand from framework perspective of view, nothing is sufficient. But I can say you some names of the books. Like you can follow Selenium WebDriver Practical Guide by Satra Abrasal. It's a nice book. Initial days I have followed. Even sometimes when I get stuck, I normally followed. But for framework stuff, it's a never ending, because you have to start with your framework, with your design, and it will be enhanced day by day.
Yeah,
And
but just to get started or get some idea, I mean,
okay, do one thing.
maybe
Just
if you can kindly conduct
Sure.
a session.
Okay.
That would be very helpful for all the testers. I mean.
Okay, we will try my level best. And Dipanjan, you can send me you can put me a send mail. Then I can give you some reference of the books or some materials whenever I will get, and keep some handy with me. You can give me a mail at qa.arnab@gmail.com. I'm typing my mail ID here.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yep, Dipanjan.
Okay. Hi, Indrajit here. Thanks everyone. Thanks for attending the session, and thanks to Arnav for taking time for this session. I think it was very useful for all of us. But I know the time is too short for getting into the details of what Selenium WebDriver can do. So what we plan to do is that we can have follow-up sessions for rest of the year. It can be around very specific areas of Selenium, or it can be with other tools and technologies as well, which in some way can be related to Selenium. For example, we have Appium, with which you can do mobile automation, which is also something very similar to Selenium WebDriver. So we plan to have such sessions. So what you should also do is that stay connected with Kolkata Tester.
Right.
So whatever update comes up, we will post it there, and we can get whatever latest thing happens in testing. We'll definitely update it there, and we'll try to have similar sessions in future. I mean, if some of you are interested,
you can definitely let me know if you have a knowledge about a specific kind of testing. We would look forward to host you or your sessions as well, as using Kolkata testers as a platform for such sessions. Okay, and if you have any question which requires more time, I would recommend that you directly reach out to Arnav, and you can have a one-to-one session or call, and you can send him. Then that will give you more information than perhaps all the topics that we have discussed today.
Right. And please keep writing the codes, and if you face any problem, let me know. If I can help you guys in further.
Thanks for the initiative.
Yep.
Okay, then we can close the session.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye.
Arnabda and
Yep,
Indrajit.
thanks.
Thank you, Arnabda
Yep.
and Indrajita. Thank you.
Welcome. Goodbye.
So good night, everyone.
Goodbye. Good night. Bye.